and thank you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City. I'm your host, Cortney Bloomer, and today's episode is brought to you by Mom and Pop's Diner in downtown Carson City, reminding you that they are open during downtown Carson City construction. And this week's episode is also brought to you by the Lake Tahoe Farmers Market, with the new Wednesday evening market taking place from 4 to 8 p.m. In downtown Carson City, so go check that out. Our special guest this week comes to us from our neighbor to the north in Reno. Jennifer Mannix is here from Artown. Welcome, Jennifer.
Thank you, Courtney, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
We're thrilled that you came down to tell us about this really exciting event. And even though Artown is not taking place in Carson City,
That's right.
Reno is so close by, and there's
That's
such
right.
a fantastic slate of events coming up that we want to share with our viewers today.
That sounds great. Let me explain what Artown is for the viewers that don't know. So it is a month-long celebration of arts. And arts is all of the arts. It's visual, dance, theater. It can be cultural, diversity. It's so much more than what people think. And so it is a month-long celebration, and it's 500 events with 70% free. And that's what I'm proud of.
All right, so it's kicking off this week.
That's right. Actually, on Thursday, we're kicking off June 30th, and we're so excited to have our opening night.
All right, and what is going to take place on that opening night? What's the big event?
Okay, so for Reno, we just had the new bridge, the Virginia Street Bridge in downtown open. So we're celebrating that whole downtown core. And what we're doing is we're closing off 2 city blocks. We're going to have a downtown celebration with our local artists. And we partner with the Sierra Arts Gallery with over 40 artists. We have local bands. And we will start at 5 o'clock on June 30th. And we go all the way to 11, and we will have aerial performances on the bridge. We will have music, we'll have a drum parade, and then Sierra Arts Gallery goes afterwards for the after party with Stacks of Wax DJ. That's very fun and very local.
All right, so this is an entire evening, and that's just the beginning.
That's one night.
That's just the beginning.
That's one night.
All right, so you mentioned there are 500 events taking place as part of our town this year. How long does this last?
It lasts for 32 days.
All right,
so the entire month. Yeah, and what our bylaws and our guidelines were derived by our city founders is to have it in the month of July. We take a little liberty. I'll go a little early, one day later, depending on what conflicting events there are. So we didn't want to conflict with some other events going on in Reno.
All right. So one of the highlights, and I think something that a lot of people are familiar with as part of our town, are the concerts that take place in the park, downtown, on the river.
That's right.
What are some of the events that are going to be featured as part of those concerts this year?
Let me talk about the concerts, and then I want to talk about the children's programming. There's so many things to discuss. So the concerts that we have series. Artown is built on month or weekly series. So every Monday night downtown, we have family series, which is what I'm in charge of. And we start with the 4th of July celebration with the Reno Philharmonic, and they are performing for free downtown. It's an amazing, amazing performance. And then we start off at 5 o'clock with all of my children's activities. So it's a great way to celebrate and bring in our Independence Day. Then every Monday is family series. I'm doing a tea party on the 18th with Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, so fun.
And it's Theater Works of Northern Nevada, so we have a lot of our children and our youth in our community performing. I'm going to be the Queen of Hearts, of course, and we're going to have a tea party hosted by Homage Bakery and Davidson's Tea, and we're just going to have fun and then see a little production, a little snippet of the production. And then I also have Galumpa, which is an acrobatic group, and then I end the month with a gentleman. His name is Faustwerk, and he creates bodies with his masks, and it's just mesmerizing, and the children love it. So I encourage all the kids to come down to that.
And that's every Monday night.
Every Monday night. At Wingfield Park. It starts at 5 o'clock with the theater at 7.
All right.
So Tuesday night, dancing in the park.
And that is brought to us by Sierra Nevada Ballet.
That's right.
Who appeared previously on our show just within the last month or so.
They're so amazing. Rosine Ben and her crew do an outstanding job. And we have other productions going on. She's doing one event. We have a San Francisco-based group called ODC. And we actually had open auditions for our community dancers. So there'll be about 20 dancers with ODC. Can you imagine being 16 years old and touring with a professional group? So, lots of different events on that. But that's Tuesday nights at the park. park.
All right.
Free.
Dancing in the park.
Dancing in the park every Tuesday. Now, you go to Wednesday, and it's cultural connections. It is world music. We have a female mariachi group. We have flamenco dancing. We have a group from Paris. So it's cultural, it's unique, it's different, and it gives you just a little taste of the culture that's out there. That's Wednesday.
All right, Wednesday. So Monday is family night. Tuesday is dancing in the park. Wednesday,
cultural connections.
World multicultural
world
celebration.
Music.
It's Thursday.
Thursday, the park makes me mow the lawn and have a day of rest. So Thursday, there's nothing at that park, but at Bartley Ranch, we'll talk about it in a minute, but I have other events.
All right.
Friday
night.
Okay, Friday, it starts with Rollin' on the River at 5 p.m., which is a group hosted by the Reno News and Review. And then we take over the park at 8:30 with Movies in the Park. And we'll be serving craft beers. Maury is our sponsor of that, Maury Distributing. So we'll have beer partners, and we will be serving popcorn and goodies and showing movies like Big and all sorts of different classics.
So some classic
That's
movies.
right, classic family movies.
This is a great date night.
It is.
But also, like you mentioned, appropriate for families to come down as well.
And you know what happens is, you're right, some of them do dates, leave the kids at home, or some bring their children in the sleeping bags, and the parents can have a beer. It's a wonderful, wonderful evening under the stars.
Of an old-time drive-in.
Absolutely.
For
it's
people
exactly
who
what it is.
That's
right. That's right.
That used to be around.
And then Saturday in the park, we leave it to our partners. For example, we have the Bass Festival, which is the 49th Bass Festival. They're amazing. It celebrates our cultural roots in our region.
Right, the Basque shepherds that's
right.
This area.
Absolutely, from the Basque region. And so I think that's very important. We do a gospel fest. Gay Pride is doing Northern Nevada Hopes. We'll be partnering with them. And all sorts of different things that we have. And then the last Saturday is actually the Reno Jazz Orchestra is doing a Ellington Strahan performance with Shakespearean actors called Such Sweet Thunder. And that's going to be free on Saturday night as well, too.
All right.
So lots of different things going on.
So all of the events in the park are free.
That's right.
People can come down basically any evening this month.
That's right.
And catch a free performance or a movie in the park.
That's
now,
right.
There are some events that are ticketed events.
There are. Very few, but let me just highlight some of those because I'm really excited what we're offering. And we call this our Summer Soiree Concert Series. And they're at the Robert C. Hawkins Amphitheater at Bartley Ranch. So for those that don't know, it is just south of Reno and just off of Lake Ridge. And it is beautiful. Horses. It's by the old Ranchera Estate. And oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's a 1,000-seat amphitheater, so it's outdoors. We have the first night, we will have Katie Lang, Laura Veers, and Nico Case performing.
All right.
The second Thursday, we will have Roseanne Cash performing. The third Thursday, what we have done is we have partnered, again talking about our heritage in our area, with the Cowboy Rodeo Foundation and the Cowboy Poetry people. So we're doing the National Poetry Gathering on the road. So that's going to be really interesting. And you know they have that in Elko, and so we're bringing it here to Reno.
Right.
And then the last one is actually a Friday, and it's UB40. And UB40, you know, they're a very strong British reggae band, and it's the founding members coming. So that's July 29th.
All right, so some big names are going to be here.
That's right, but they are ticketed.
Where can folks get tickets?
They can get tickets at renoisartown.com, or they can stop by the Artown office and save any transaction fees and come see us.
All right, and where is the Artown office?
Our office is right downtown Reno at 528 West 1st Street, and we're right next to the historic Lear Theater on the river.
All right. Now, we talked about a lot of events.
Yeah.
People might not remember that entire schedule.
Yes, they won't.
We just gave them.
I'm surprised I remember the entire schedule.
but they can access that schedule. You've got a little booklet calendar.
That's right.
That anyone can pick up. And where can they get that?
In Carson, what they can do is pick it up at the Rayleigh's here. Rayleigh's is our grocery partner, so they are distributing. They're actually distributing in Elko as well too. So what they're doing is they're distributing our little books for free. And if you haven't seen it, it's actually a 100-page calendar filled with all the 500 events. So we have ongoing events, which are like exhibits. We have workshops where people mostly pay for those type of events. And then we have what's called our unique events with the calendar day by day. So they can pick that up. Also on my website,
RenoIsArtown.com.
RenoIsArtown.com, and there's only one T, Artown.
Okay. Artown.
Very good.
As you see it on your screen.
That's right.
RenoIsArtown.com.
That's right. So what they can do is they can go to the website, and we will have a Page Turn Pro, and I will actually have the little book on the website.
Electronically. And
That's
people
right.
can scroll through it.
They can scroll through it.
Online. They can access that from their computer.
That's right.
Do you have a mobile site as well?
I do. What they do is on, for example, and I have how to download it on my website, but it's so easy. It's actually a downloadable site that creates as if it's an app, and you just go ahead and hit, I want this on my home screen. So easy, free, very simple.
All right.
Okay?
Okay, so many events coming up. The concert series is happening. Let's just recap that really quick. Monday is family night.
That's right.
Go with the kids
Okay.
up to Reno. Make an evening of it.
Tuesdays,
night,
dancing
in the park, featuring dancers from all over the world, really, but also featuring our very own.
That's right.
Wednesday we've got
World.
multicultural world.
Very good.
Entertainers.
You know this.
Thursday, check out the ticketed concerts at Bartley
That's
Ranch.
right. Exactly.
Right. Go down to Bartley Ranch. Some big names are coming. Friday, all the partners. Everything is going on through the weekends, different festivals taking place throughout the month.
There are.
So just a lot going on. A lot of times I know we think, oh, we're here in Carson City and it's all the way up in Reno. But worth going up there and checking it out. Stop by Rayleigh's here in Carson, get the little book, and thumb through it and see if there's not a concert or a class or something that is interesting for you and your family.
Because there's free programming for children. If you have children that you're taking care of here at home, we do every day. I do Discover the Arts for children. There's so many activities. And our partnering organizations, they do so many things. The neighborhoods do it. We have mural tours. We have history tours. We have art classes. There are so many diverse things that children and families can do together.
All right. Jennifer, thanks so much for
coming
down and for sharing this with us. So exciting. RenoIsArtown.com. Check it out. Thank you for being here this week.
All right.
Thank you. And thanks to all of you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City, brought to you by Mom and Pop's Diner and the Lake Tahoe Farmers Market, Wednesday evening farmers market taking place in downtown Carson City. If you would like to sponsor a future edition of It's Your City, contact Darla at the address shown on your screen. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Cortney Bloomer. We'll see you next week.